All right, everyone. So, episode 2 of the Nexus podcast is officially here. Today, we have. Oh my god. Okay, I got it out. Today, we have a special guest from our advanced TA people. Matt, would you like to introduce yourself to the people?
What's up, guys? My name is Matt, and I've been in the Nexus since January of this year. I got into the crypto space at the end of 2020. Bought a little bit of Bitcoin and Ethereum back then. Um, yeah, just been mainly at the time was hodling, just buying on spot. Um, I came across Frankie Candle's channel and Jay's channel during the bear market because I wanted to learn how to trade because these guys were making like a bunch of money shorting the market. And I told myself that's something I want to learn. So I found Gio's channel actually through Jason Casper's channel, and yeah, I'm here ever since. So yeah.
Man, I see that a lot with many of the guys in the Discord. Most of the guys came through Jay or Frankie or Cryptoface, and it's like a common theme. Usually it's Jay, because
Hmm.
for those who don't know, Geo started actually actually the Discord started from Jay's Discord server.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I
But
wasn't in any of his. I wasn't in any of his or any other Discord group before this.
mm,
Um, I tried to follow their videos and everything, but it just wasn't for me. When I saw Gio's video, it was still like the first live stream that I saw of him. It was still really small group of people. I think it was like
yeah.
about 100, maybe 150 people in there, and I felt like that's something that I could use. Like a small community, like a bit more personal, and that's the
Hmm.
reason why, basically, why I joined. And that really
Yeah,
resonated with me with what I was looking for at the time.
I think a lot of people feel that way, especially in this community. I think
Mm.
they stick around because he's always around, and we're all talking
Yeah,
to each other.
yeah,
In some of the bigger
exactly.
communities, it's kind of hard to like actually get to know
Mm.
people and have like an actual connection with people. Like I
Yeah,
mean,
for sure.
even you and me,
Definitely.
Matt. I mean, we'd talk outside of the Discord
Mm.
and stuff, like not even
Yeah,
crypto related.
yeah,
So you kind of like make some friendships and stuff in a
yeah,
smaller, well, more like close knit community.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and it's like the thing with the Nexus is that it's not like your typical group. That's the thing. Like, it's what kept me here for so long. Obviously, my friendship with Gio, but the guys in the Discord, like, I genuinely enjoy having some banter while also trading. It's like not so. What's the word
Not so
for it?
serious. It's
Yeah,
not serious all
exactly.
the time.
You don't need like to be serious all the time. Like, I don't like that. I like to banter. I like to have fun.
Yeah.
And if I can have
Yeah,
fun and make money at the same time and learn, then I'm golden.
yeah,
Yeah.
dude. Trading can be stressful, man. It's good to have a little bit of fun here and there, right? So,
Yeah, exactly. And it can get boring as well if you're alone.
oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and
I
that's
used
that's why the
yeah,
to.
lounges are nice and stuff. I mean, whenever we all pop into the lounge and we're just kind of going through, seeing what we find and all that, and just messing around, talking. It's like in the Nexus, it's like an actual like trading group where we're a team making ideas, talking things out, rather than just like Geo sending out signals, which can be like kind of dull.
yeah. I
All
agree.
right. So Matt, how's like your experience been in terms of being one of the advanced TA people? Like, I remember you, um, Gio mentioned you in my DMs a while back, and he's like, "Yo, this guy is like super cool, and we've been doing a couple of one-on-ones, and I'm gonna bring him in the 1% and the advanced TA people." And I'm like, "Yeah, sure. If he's on like that, then I'm on as well." And turns out you're a pretty fucking cool dude.
I hope so, man. I mean, yeah, it's been great, man. Like I just recently got into the advanced TA role. It's still pretty new to me because Like I said before, I've only been trading for a couple of years now, and for the first like year and a half, it's all been just me doing it, just trading on my
Yeah.
own and losing for most of the part. But with Gio, like I've taken a lot of one-on-ones with him. I think we've done like 4 or 5 by now, and those one-on-ones have really helped me out. It's really shaped me to become like not just a better trader, but just a little bit more focused on the things that I was missing out on.
Yeah.
And like those one-on-ones are just a little bit more tailor-made to what my needs are at that particular time. Like I have so many questions when it comes to trading. Like, hey, am I doing this right or am I doing this wrong? Like, what am I not seeing correctly? And these one-on-ones that I've had with Gio have just been also awesome. Because yeah, he's just been able to help me out. And even when I'm like on a losing streak, he'll be like, "Yo, just don't worry about it. Just move on to the next one." Like we're here to help each other out. And yeah, so my experience as an advanced TA, well, I'm yet to post on the Discord, but that
Man,
time will come.
you
Yeah,
can
you'll
post
get there.
whenever, like,
Yeah, I know.
all good.
I should, but the
You
thing is,
have
like we spoke about this earlier.
Yeah.
Like I don't have a lot of time right now because of work.
Oh yeah,
And
right.
yeah, so but I will eventually, hopefully be able to,
Uh
share my thoughts with everyone in the Discord.
I don't know about you two, but let me know if you guys think the same thing. But I feel like one of the biggest things that, like, being around Geo and, kind of taking up some of his principles and stuff, the biggest thing that's,
Mm,
like, been able to improve with myself is, like, it's like the discipline side of it and, like, not
yeah.
being too, like, jumping the gun too much, Because, I mean, I
Mm,
feel like before I came in, I was just like looking for a trade, just like anything I could find, just wanting to
yeah.
trade rather than waiting for actual zones and finding the
yeah.
zones, then just waiting for the trade that I actually want rather than forcing one. Do you guys
Yeah.
have you guys had like a similar experience?
Yeah. If I may share, like I always felt the need that like I had to be in a trade, like even though there's nothing to trade. Like you just said, Jed. You got to wait for like those important key zones or order blocks and whatever. Just to be able to enter a good trade. And the timing aspect of it is pretty hard. And it's almost like an addiction where you have to. Where for me at least, I felt like I had to be in a trade because everybody else was making money, and I'm like
Yeah.
sitting on the sidelines.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was from like for me sometimes even till today it's the hardest aspect of it, like just the whole emotional um emotional struggles basically when you're trading.
Yeah,
Mhm.
So
that's why I was telling people whenever people were talking about boot camps in the Discord and stuff, I was telling people the most underrated one is the key zones.
the key levels, the key
Yeah,
zones, yeah.
because that's honestly that's one of the ones that helped me the most. Besides like order blocks, obviously, but it's kind
Yeah.
of part of it.
Mm.
But the key
Yeah.
zone ones like really kind of holds you accountable, makes you like stay disciplined and be patient with it.
And not just that, it's like even if you know what you're looking for, like, oh, we have this order block here and this order block, and we have market structure flip. Like, sometimes things can look 100% for your trade, and then it just flops, and you're like, wow, okay, why did it flop? And then you assess, and you see there's a better zone right below or right above, and you're like, okay, so this is why it flopped, and this is why it's important to always like go and analyze what you did wrong after a losing trade.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree to that.
Yeah, you don't want to be trading out in no man's land.
I've done that way too often, man.
Yeah, me too.
Seriously, way
Wait,
too often.
I think most of us, if not all, are guilty of that.
Mm.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, especially when you're first starting out.
Yo, by the way, Matt, I forgot to ask you before, but if if I may, what are you doing like as a job?
Oh, well, I run a small business. It's actually a family business. We're in the food industry, so we basically do caterings, but we do takeaway for Indonesian food. We do delivery service as well,
Mhm.
and the business is it's almost 40 years old. My parents started it in 1985, and I've
Yeah.
been with the company for about 15, almost 16 years. And I took over about 6 or 7 years ago now. So yeah,
Hey,
it's just a
that's
small family business, but we're doing pretty good,
Dude,
man. So
Dak, have you
that,
seen like the pictures
dude, that's
of the food
amazing.
that he makes? Have you seen pictures before?
I've seen a couple of them.
Dude,
Yeah, they
that
look
shit's like fancy.
fantastic,
That
bro.
shit's
It's
fancy.
yeah, it's
yeah,
premium
we
stuff.
don't always cook that fancy though. That was just for a special occasion, but yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, it looks delicious, bro. Like if we ever meet up, I definitely want to try some of that. You need to bring some of that first on the first Nexus meetup. You need
Yeah,
to you need to take care of the food.
yeah. I'll do the catering part for the Nexus Mansion. Yeah, I'll be the
Yeah.
caterer for the
Yeah, there
Nexus
you go.
Mansion.
There you go.
Oh, all right. So, boys, before we move on to the next part, I actually forgot to do this in the beginning, and we actually need to announce our giveaway winner from the previous podcast. So,
Yeah,
let me pull this up. Okay, where where did I post this? All right. So, our giveaway winner from the previous podcast is so the name is I'm sorry if I butchered this. It's Surav Biswas 9064. I believe that's someone from within the Nexus, but if you're that guy and you won, please go to the server, open up a ticket, and I'll take care of that, and we'll get you sorted.
There you go.
congrats.
Congratulations.
I almost forgot as well to say what the comment was. So he said Nexus, where boomers and zoomers are controlling their narrative. And I mean, I found that I found that funny when I first read it. And man, you guys, I'm talking to you guys in the like watching. You guys need to like step your game up a bit. Those comments were mm, 50-50 for me. Like you guys need to work harder for that. Anyway, so moving on. I I asked that last time in the podcast. I want to ask it again. I think Matt. I think I've seen some of your posts on Instagram doing sports. So I want to
Oh,
ask you. I want to ask you about that. Yeah, I'm really curious.
oh shit. So I've actually been practicing martial arts since I was 6 years old. I've been practicing various disciplines, and I started picking up MMA about 4 years ago. So that's my passion right now. So
That's
that's the thing
amazing.
that I'm doing.
MMA.
Yeah.
What? Okay, so which one? If you had to pick one, and you had to fight all the other martial arts, which one you picking?
Ooh. What do you mean, like a specific discipline?
Like say like
Or
like boxing or like MMA or
yeah.
like
Oh, well,
jujitsu, whatever.
I'm more of a Thai boxer, like
Mm-hmm.
Muay Thai,
Muay
that
Thai.
style. So that's really my thing. Yeah. But I got to learn everything, man. I'm doing some wrestling, some
Yeah.
jujitsu, some straight up boxing as well.
It's good to
But
be well
yeah,
rounded. Me and my friends were talking about
yeah,
starting up boxing. Then after I get a little bit
it's good,
better at
man. It's
that,
good for
then
your
start some
yeah,
jujitsu. Got to get well rounded, man.
yeah. It's the martial arts is really about discipline, and it's something that I try to implement to trading, So yeah,
I
that's
don't think. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. So
no worries.
I don't think many people realize this
Hmm.
that are not into sports, like any kind of sports, even weightlifting. I mean, it's not really a sport. Technically, it's not a sport, but um, if you're disciplined while doing a sport or you're disciplined in the gym, you know, it translates a lot. At least for me, it translates a lot into my trading. Like, okay, maybe sometimes I'm not the most disciplined guy, and obviously everyone can improve constantly. There's no perfect in trading. You're always learning. But I think that having some sort of doing some sort of sport or doing weightlifting or even jogging outside, just staying active in general and healthy will keep your mind straight and will help you be more disciplined.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with that. You know, like for us, like when we're training together, we're usually every single week we're doing basic fundamental stuff in the training. You know, we're throwing the same kicks every single week. We're doing the same arm bars. We're doing the same chokes. We're throwing the same one two punches. You know, but this repetition that you're doing, it can be quite tedious. You know, like quite annoying to keep on doing the same things over and over again. But if you get that fundamental thing right, then
Yeah,
everything else
exactly.
will come more naturally. You know, and I think for trading, it can be implemented like that too. You know,
Well, and
if you just
honestly,
stick
I
to the
Yeah,
basics. You know, yeah,
yeah,
I
and because
agree.
I
I
mean, if
agree
you
with that.
think about it, like they always say that you want to drill the fundamentals so much, so when you're in like a real situation, that
yeah,
you can just kind of go back on muscle memory and have good
exactly.
reactions. And really, if you think about it, it's the same with trading because whenever you're like entering a trade or trying to do whatever trade that you're looking for, even if you're like trying to catch a falling knife or something, right? Like even though you're not supposed to,
Don't do that.
but like to be able to your adrenaline's like heightened when you're looking for trades or trying to trade. So you kind of
Yeah, I
get
mean, if you
distracted and lose
sorry,
sight of the basics, you know. So to be able to drill the fundamentals like that and be able to have that muscle memory even for trading is like really useful.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Like when you look at Geo like trading, like as soon as he opens the like a chart, he knows like, okay, this is looking good, this is looking bad. You know, he just opens it up and flips through the time frames. He's like, no, Matt, this is not good, this is good, this is not good. You know, like
Yep.
immediately, like it's all muscle memory and it's just practice and practice. You know, that's exactly what you can, in your sport or your work or trading, whatever you're doing, you can implement that. You know, so
I can see that also with myself. Okay, so I'm gonna go into like more sports first, then I'm gonna pivot back to to trading. So I used to do from actually I think it was second grade. I used to do taekwondo
oh
up
shit,
up until high school. I think first class of high school. I did taekwondo. Then I had to quit because of financial reasons, and then I went into university. So I couldn't do that. I'm gonna do that eventually again because I liked it. I really liked it. And one thing that's vivid in my memory is an incident from middle school, actually, uh, where at that point I already had the muscle memory from doing taekwondo all those years. So there was this kid, well, it was like a guy, sort of friend that was really short, right? So that dude, I was in the hallway and he just suddenly jumps up at me and grabs my back, like puts his hands over my back like this, and instinctively, I didn't even think about it. My body moved on its own. I just grabbed his arm like this, and then I just slammed him down. He's like, "Whoa, what the fuck are you doing, bro?" I'm like, "Sorry, sorry. It's muscle memory. I didn't do that on purpose. I swear." So yeah, it's also muscle memory at some point, and then you just never forget about it. Like even
hmm
now, I have certain reactions to stuff, and yeah, basically, yeah, basically that. I don't wanna talk too much and say the same thing again. So let's just go back to trading. In terms of trading, in that aspect, when I open the chart, like you said with Geo, he's like, yeah, this looks good. This doesn't look good. So sometimes I have a couple of friends that are new to trading, and they ask me, and they're like, "Yo, what should I long? What should I short? What should I do?" And I'm like, "Show me the chart." And he shows me the chart. I'm like, "Don't long this. This doesn't look good." And he's like, "Oh, but why doesn't it look good? It's going up." I'm like, "It's going up, but it's." I'm seeing it with my own eyes. Like I'm seeing the little
mm
order block there that got hit. I'm like, it hit supply. Don't long that into supply. Yeah, it's uh, it's kind of a new experience for me. I don't know if you guys have that, but when your friends that have never traded before start trading, and you need to start explaining the basics to them, it's a whole different story. Like
It's very difficult.
you learn that stuff yourself back.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you like picked it up over so long, and then you're just dumping all this information that you've learned over like years on them in like 5 minutes, and they're looking at you like you're speaking a new language, which it kind of really is. Like
Yeah,
it's
100%.
almost like a different language. Because I mean, all my friends, they don't know what a order block is or a supply demand. They don't know any of this stuff. So I'm like telling them all this stuff like they know it, but the you just gotta kind of make them stick with it and just teach them as they go, because it's not something, trading's not really something that you can pick up in like a day. It's going to take a while for you to practice and get used to everything and be really familiar with it all.
Hmm.
Yeah, like I actually don't have that many friends that are in crypto, and those that are just buying on spot. I I mean, I got some guys asking me like, "Hey, how do I trade?" I'm like, "Dude, I don't have the time to explain everything to you because we're
Yeah.
gonna be here till like next week for me to just fucking
Yeah.
explain like a simple thing, you know." So I'm quite happy that, well, not really happy, but I mean, I wish there were more people in my community that that understood trading a little bit more. So I guess that's why I'm here. I'm happy that I'm here, with you guys. So
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, 100%. And I I mentioned that like a second ago, and I have a friend actually. I don't know if he's watching this, but if he is, I'm gonna teach you, bro. I'm gonna teach you. So basically, the story is that he wants to learn trading, and I told him that we're gonna sit down and I'm gonna explain to him everything from start to finish, over a period of time, and I'm still gonna do that. I swear.
tell them to watch the course or the boot camps.
Yeah.
It's gonna save you
Before
so much time,
before
bro.
they before they go away.
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah, you know
all
what's
right, so
actually funny, Dak? Uh, if you think about it, Matt and I, we kind of started off like talking to each other and just cracking jokes in the live chat of Geo's live streams, and
Yeah, yeah,
now we're both on the podcast.
oh my
yeah.
god, yeah,
Who would have
yeah.
known, huh? Who would have known?
Yeah,
I think Matt was on his account and you were on fucking
I was on like fucking
Joe,
four accounts.
Joe Biden, Joe Biden, Justin Trudeau, and Justin Timberlake.
Dude, I was just bored of work. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna start like making new accounts and just like fucking with Geo. Like make a
Yeah,
true
that
account
was
and just go
funny.
in and hate on Geo.
Yeah, that was so funny. And
Uh,
I remember, so back then I used to moderate, like I myself used to moderate Geo's live streams. I know he's not doing as many live streams as he used to do like a while back, because he
I
used
kind of
to.
miss those.
Yeah, he's coming back. He's coming back. 2025, he's coming back.
Yeah,
But yeah, he used to live stream almost every day, I think. And
yeah.
I was there every day, and I was watching the Justin Trudeau and Joe Biden accounts argue with each other, and I was like, this. I don't know who's doing this, but I actually didn't know who's
Well,
doing
that was
this.
the
I
funny
think
thing.
Gio
For
is
the longest, I
everyone
didn't tell
knew.
anybody. I was just doing it just to
Yeah,
make myself laugh. And then Dak
and
started
that was
texting me.
funny.
He's like, "Who the fuck is this guy saying all this shit?"
And you're like, I don't know.
It wasn't me.
Dude, for a second, I thought you were about to ban my Trudeau account.
I was. I actually was at some point. I think I was.
That was the account I came in and hated on Geo with. Somebody has to get it on a little bit.
Oh my god. Speaking of Geo, today is, well, actually today is the 30th, but for me, but yesterday was Gio's birthday. So Gio, if you're watching this, which I know you are, happy birthday to you, bro.
Hopefully,
Shout out.
Hopefully
hopefully he's
he
gonna watch this.
watches this. Happy birthday, bro! Shout out to Gio. He couldn't come. He couldn't come today because of his birthday. But we wish him a happy birthday, and we wish him nothing but the best.
Absolutely.
Bro's out there partying right
Amen
now while
himself.
we're working, Dak.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
we're in the trenches right now,
Yeah.
and
He's putting us to work while he's out there drinking.
Yep, exactly.
yeah. Oh my days. All right, so I actually asked last time. I asked the guys to drop some questions for us. in the comments. You guys watching right now, I want you to drop new questions down in the comments for us to answer on the next podcast in this certain segment we're doing right now. So, first question comes in from ARRZ 1093. Bro, I'm so sorry to everyone. I think I'm gonna butcher every single name, but he says, if I want to become an independent swing trader, do you have the tools for that so I can learn, or do you guys just day trade? If yes, do you have the tools, and what will I learn? So, Jet, do you want to start off with that?
Yeah, I mean, really, with what Gio says, like all the stuff that he preaches and shows, and you can, I feel like it's really useful for swing trading, especially like the key zones that I was saying. Because if you go like a macro time frame, like you could go daily, weekly, like some pretty big time frames and find the order blocks and figure out your key zones, and then just wait, and you could get like really long trades if you did that. So I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it really works for whatever style of trading you're doing, but obviously you just have to kind of tweak it a little bit. But I mean, all the key principles are useful all around.
Matt, do you have any comment to add?
Well, I'm actually more of a, I guess, more of a scalper. I've become more of a scalper since I've been doing these one-on-ones with Geo. It's mainly because I'm very busy with work. I work about 12 hours a day. So when I come home from work, I usually give myself about 2 or 3 hours to just sit behind the charts and just look whatever I can find. And yeah, I usually enter as a scalp, and if it allows me, I switch it over to a swing trade.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So actually, I'm more of a swing trader. I like to enter loosely sometimes uh, when it hits larger zones, and then I just kind of hold it for days. Sometimes I've held trades for weeks, and I kind of get tripped up. I won't lie, I kind of get tripped up sometimes because I see all of the guys changing sentiment. They're like, "Oh my god, we're bearish. Oh my god, we're bullish," and this and that. And I'm like, "Okay, you need to calm down. Nothing's changed. You're you're in from like 10-15% down or 10-15% up. Like, relax. Your trade's fine." So, yes, in short, we do have the tools for you to learn how to swing trade. We have the tools for you to learn how to day trade or scalp or anything, basically. It works for any style. That's it.
Which obviously you're gonna have to change your risk and stuff and leverage based on if you're swing
Yep.
or
hmm
scalping, because you don't want to jump in a swing trade with like 94x. That'd be kind of wild.
No. I I advise everyone to I know I'm probably gonna get like pushback for this, but I advise most people, especially in altcoins, to not go into swing trades with over 4 to 5 leverage.
Yeah, I think that's pretty safe. Yeah.
If you're going swing trade, you should ideally go at maximum 4 to 5 leverage, and enter on a zone where you're sure, and then just deploy good capital for that, because obviously you don't want to risk like a tiny amount of capital on 4 to 5 leverage, because that's not going to yield you much. But if you have like, so I did this challenge, right? I went from $100 to $1,000, and every single trade on that account, I did 3 to 4x leverage trades, and I entered the entire amount, right? So uh, I'm gonna actually pull up a screenshot and show it. It's gonna be like right here. I don't know. Depends. It depends on where Jet is. Where I'm on Jet's screen right now, because he's the one recording.
The top left.
I'm gonna have it like right here or right down there. And yeah, that's basically it for this question. So moving on. The next question comes from Safius. Sufius. I don't know how to pronounce that, bro. I'm so gonna get hate for butchering all these names. So he says, "What do you guys think of airdrops?
I mean,
Have you guys at all like
I have
uh
no experience with airdrops, to be honest with you guys. So
I don't really participate in airdrops for real. I mean, I
oh,
just know that
you participated in an airdrop. I'm
no,
sorry for cutting
I'm
you
not. I
off.
don't do that on the
come on,
regular,
Jet,
you
tell
know.
us.
But like, that's not like really my mo. Like, I know that you kind of have to be careful with some of them. You gotta watch out for scams and stuff. But
Yeah, 100%. So I've actually participated in a couple of airdrops. I haven't gotten much. I won't lie. I haven't gotten much from it. I know there's definitely a lot of people I've seen that make a ton of money off of airdrops. They're like farming the airdrops properly, and I've seen it. I know it can be done. I just don't know how to do it. And if I'm being honest, I right now I don't have the time to learn how to farm airdrops. Maybe in the future, I'm gonna start dribbling a bit into that. But yeah, I think airdrops are a good way to make money. One, and two, I think even if it's a good way to make money, you should always like um, manage your risk and actually be careful with your accounts because there's uh, really easy ways that you can get scammed with in crypto.
bro, Dak, I just want to like rewind for a second to what you
Oh
said
no,
for the
I know,
last question
I know.
your
Okay.
trading for you're doing like 3 or 4x leverage with your full account. I just gotta say, when you do that, be this like for everybody watching, because I know that you're doing this, but use a stop loss. He's not like putting his whole account on with no stop loss. Okay, because
Oh
I
yeah,
could just see some random person like just throwing their whole account in on like a 3 or 4x leverage trade, and then just
I
get
should have
liquidated for the
clarified.
full
I should have
for the
clarified
full
that. Yeah,
account.
no, 100%.
You're managing your risk with your stop loss.
Exactly. And I think the people need to know that risk management is number one. Even if you know what you're doing and what you're looking for, risk management is number one. Because even if your zone looks perfect and you get your flip, you get your distribution or manipulation or whatever you're trading, it can look as good as anything, basically. And it might still fail. And if you don't have a stop loss, you're going to get blown.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because I mean, at the end of the day, it's not about, oh, I saw something in the chart, so I know this is going to happen. It's because you never really know what exactly the price is going to do, but it's all about managing the probability of if it's going to go up or down. Because if you see
Hmm.
all your signs lining up, then it's more likely that the price is going to do what you think. But you never know for sure.
All right. So I like this. I like this next question. Next question also from YouTube. It comes from Macmillan GB, and he asks, "How do you guys handle FOMO? What do you do to sit on your hands?"
Matt, you got a good one for
Ma-
that?
You want me to go first?
Yeah, you can go
Sure.
first.
Go ahead.
Um, yeah, it's hard to. I'll be honest with you guys. It's really hard sometimes. The FOMO is real, you know. Um, but for me, what I'm trying to do, I'm just trying to eliminate the possibility for me to FOMO. You know, like sometimes I used to do this quite a lot. I'll be at work and we'll have a little break here and there, and I'll just be on my phone trying to trade. You know,
Yeah.
and I would jump into the Discord. I'll see people like, oh, I'm in the long, I'm in the short. You know, so I try not to trade as much if I haven't done like proper full TA, you know, and that's one way for me to eliminate the FOMO. And yeah, that's just one thing. But there's obviously other things in you know that are making me want to FOMO. Can't really think of anything right now, to be honest. But yeah, that was just an example.
It's hard though, whenever like, especially when Jake's
Yeah,
out here tweeting 1200% trades.
yeah, 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 yeah.
But I mean, I mean, really for me, it's just drawing boxes on the chart,
Hmm.
making your zones. You know exactly where you want to enter, and just it's more
You don't
about
care
being
about anything
disciplined,
else.
more about
Hmm.
telling yourself no rather than like FOMOing just because if it's not in my box, I'm not trading it, and that's just kind of how
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
have to. It's just kind of what you have to do, especially for like people with smaller accounts trying to grow because you're just going to avoid so much more unnecessary loss if you do it that way. I mean, you might miss a few trades where the price like stops like a few bucks above your box and you didn't get a trade and it worked out, but I mean, you just kind of have to sacrifice those few like wins that you would have had to because you'd have a lot more losses if you're just really chasing outside of your
Hmm.
box a lot.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of new people uh, that are watching this need to realize that you don't need to be in a trade all the time. You don't need to follow the market constantly. There's always going to be a trade. No matter where you are, there's always going to be a trade. Like even if Bitcoin goes to $1 million, there's going to be a trade. You don't need to FOMO. If you're not um because I see this a lot on Twitter, right? Which by the way is down below in the description. Go follow me right now. And
Oh.
a, a little shameless plug. So I see this a lot on Twitter where people feel like because prices are going up, like obviously we know we're in a bull market, prices are going up, and these people are like, oh my god, where do I need to long, where do I need to like buy, what do I need to do? And there's so much. Okay, I don't want to be filtered, so I'll just go out and say there's so much garbage on Twitter,
Hmm.
um where everyone's just like, oh, you need to buy this, or you need to buy that. No, you don't need to buy anything. You need to find two or three good altcoins and just watch Bitcoin, watch Ethereum, and then watch your two to three altcoins, and you're gonna be golden. You're gonna find the trade. If one doesn't have a trade, the other one will, right? So just cycle through those a little bit, and you won't feel the FOMO.
Yeah. The thing is, like the market is open 24/7. You know, so
Hmm.
don't feel like you have to be in a trade at all times. You know, like
You
if
know
you
the
miss
ins and
one
outs.
trade, like it sucks. You know, like even if you would draw everything out and you're like, oh damn, you know, I drew it out exactly how I thought it was going to play out, and it actually does. You know, it sucks, but you know, there's going to be another trade around the corner. You know, so you just gotta, have patience with these kind of things.
100%.
Yeah, I
And
mean, I stopped trading around like 60K. I came back and Bitcoin was at like 100K, and I'm still not worried about finding a trade. So I think you guys will be okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
I I actually had that the other day happen where I wasn't able to look at my charts basically for like 2 3 hours, and I just came back. It had hit my zone perfectly, and then it had just I think it was the dump that happened from 95K that we were talking about it earlier. I just remembered it just
Yeah.
came to my mind, and I had the zones there, and I wasn't able to trade it. And I come back and I see it, and I'm like, damn it, fucking played
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
like it did it. Okay, so by just I'm just gonna take a brief glance here. After 95, it just did it one to like one. How many times here? It did it so many times, like one, two, three, four times. It just did the same thing. And this just goes to show that there's an opportunity everywhere. You don't need to FOMO. You just have to wait.
Yeah. And even if you didn't get in, like it's still a win, right? Because you know it was gonna play out, or most likely gonna
Hmm.
play out, right? So even if you didn't take the trade, and it still played out exactly like you thought it's gonna happen, then in my opinion, it's still a win, you know, because
Hmm.
you're
Yeah.
you're improving yourself, or I mean, you're
Hmm.
you're finding the things that you're looking for. So
yeah, and I mean, sometimes it's just not gonna get to your exact zone, to your exact level where you're
Yeah.
looking. So, I mean, to be able to kind of have the hindsight and look back at your trades that you didn't get to even take, and just seeing if they worked out or not. I mean, that's really helpful because if you have the right idea, I mean, the price is gonna fluctuate. You can maybe look back and see if it hit something else that you missed, or whatever it may be, or maybe it just was a little short. But being able to look back and double check everything that you've done and see if you had the right idea at least or not, because as long as you have the right idea, you at least know that you're on the right path.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So next question, we're gonna move to questions from our boys in the Discord actually. So first question comes from Morsi, and he says, "What habits or routines have helped you guys develop and maintain discipline while trading?" We kind of
Uh,
talked about this. We kind of talked about this before with sports, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
But do you guys want to add anything to that? Like something specific that you guys do to help you stay disciplined?
You can kind of go over what your like setup and routine is, Matt. For it's like say you get off work, you've been cooking all day, you sit down, you want to read some charts, see if there's any trades, any zones. How do you go about that? What do you do kind of as a step-by-step process when you're trying to find a
Mhm.
trade?
Well, I usually like to start with a blank chart. Just get a fresh perspective on the things on where the market is heading to, like the bias. Looking at higher time frames, start off with that, and slowly work my way down. Like I said, I'm more of a scalper, so I like to trade around the 2 3 minute time frame. Just basically looking at key zones, order blocks. So I have like a sort of like a little list, a checklist that I want to go through before I enter a trade. And yeah, that's basically what I'm doing, kind of to keep myself disciplined instead of just looking at market cipher B and longing every green dot there is, or yeah, which I
Yeah,
used to do, by the way. So
I think we all did.
We- Yeah, we all kind of did that at some point. Yeah.
yeah, they said it
So
was going to be easy. So
yeah,
Yeah,
it's Gio has said this on YouTube many times, but market cipher is presented in a way where it seems really easy to trade it,
hmm
and it's actually the exact opposite. It's not easy at all to read it.
yeah, it takes a
And
lot
yeah,
getting
agreed.
used to, because there's a
yeah,
lot going on with that indicator. It's like so many indicators all wrapped into
it's
one.
like five. I think it's like it's momentum waves, money flow,
Money
RSI,
flow,
Mm-hmm.
stock RSI.
VWAP.
VWAP.
There's like six indicators into one, and
Yeah.
you need
Well, because
to read that
if I
all at
remember
the same time.
correctly, I'm pretty sure CryptoFace made it so that way he could have all his indicators in one place, and he didn't have to put on like all these different indicators.
hmm
Oh, really? Is that true?
I believe I might be. Don't hate me if I'm wrong, but I feel like I heard that back in the day. It's been a while. But I mean,
Damn.
as for the question goes, I feel like zooming out helps a lot. Putting that in your
Yeah.
routine of backing up and not like even if you're scalping, just like zooming out, checking what the bigger time frames are looking like, so you can kind of have an idea of like a general direction.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I feel like a
I
lot of people
find.
get too zoomed in.
Oh yeah, I have that sometimes as well, and then I just zoom out and I'm like, damn. Okay, so we're really in the zone.
Yeah,
hmm
And what helps me, I find what helps me stay disciplined is um when I'm like oh okay, so when my mind's clouded, right? Forgive me, English is not my first language, so I'm kind of like struggling to put the sentence together. And so when my mind's clouded and I'm like, okay, what the fuck is going on? And I don't know, like sometimes you get that you don't know what's going on sometimes, and you're seeing one time frame and it's mixed, and then there's another time frame and it's bullish, another time frame is bearish, and you kind of get all those together and you're like, what the fuck. I think you guys saw me actually say what the fuck is going on? Forgive me for swearing so much. The other day, I posted in our little chat that we have on the server. I'm like, what is this price action?
Mm.
And so it's more recent, actually, for me in terms of the question. What I do is I just delete everything, get a blank chart, and redo all of my TA. Basically, just helps me stay focused and know what I'm looking for. So if I'm in a zone, I'm in a zone. If I'm not in a zone, I'm not in a zone. I'm not taking any trades. I don't care. And if I feel like I need to take a trade, and that's where the discipline needs to kick in, I just get up, I go outside, I go get a coffee, I go for a walk. Don't
Mm.
look at the charts at all. If you feel like you need to be in a trade, I think you're 99% probably shouldn't be in a trade,
Don't go
basically.
drawing new boxes just to get in a trade.
Exactly, yeah. And don't get caught up on like 3 minute boxes, 1 minute boxes.
Yeah.
Like sometimes they can look good and they just don't work because there's so low time frame and there's
Yeah.
something larger
Tr-
below.
We've seen plenty of that. People saying they took a trade and wondering why it didn't work, and they're like, there's an order block on the 1 minute though. They're like, oh god, not the 1 minute order
Yeah.
blocks.
Oh no. I see that sometimes. It's a little funny to me, because I used to be like that in the beginning. I used to zoom in so much, and I was just looking. I'm like, where is this order block? I need to find more order blocks, and then I had the zone with like 50 boxes inside it. And then as time went on, I realized that it's not about the 1 minute or the 3 minute order block inside the 30 minute inside the 1 hour. It's about the general zone and about getting your flip. Like having five things you need to look for, like getting a flip, being in the zone, um, having your risk set, all that. That's kind of my mental checklist if I had to put it together.
Yeah, and I think it helps to like be creative too. Like look at the price action and look at zones, and draw out like different scenarios. Like, oh, I think I
Hmm.
might bounce off this order block and then reject off this one that's above it, and then go down and hit the lower one, or like just make out different scenarios so that way you have different plans for whatever happens. Because there's a decent chance that if you start making a bunch of scenarios, that one of them ends up playing out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That also gives you the time to basically react to certain things, where we're, like Gio says, we're not here to predict what's going to happen, but sort of to react to what we think what could be the possibilities, So, like you just
Yeah.
mentioned, Jet, where you're drawing out certain scenarios, it gives you a bit more, a bit of a bigger perspective, if that makes any sense. Like, either this
Yeah.
A or B C could happen, but you're going to be ready for every scenario, and that's
Yeah,
exactly allows you to jump into the best possible trade or be able to react to it.
and I think that keeps you honest with yourself too, because some people get married to certain ideas that they have. Like,
Yeah.
if you're like
Yeah.
really wanting one thing to happen and that's just all you're looking for, you might miss like another scenario that's like equally probable. So it's kind of good to
Yeah, and if you
just
and if you
know.
marry and if you marry to some idea, and if it doesn't play out, you'll be more likely to be disappointed, and that'll
Yeah,
be more
Exactly.
discouraging for yourself
yeah,
because you're
exactly.
like, oh damn, I was waiting for this one thing and it didn't play out. So like, okay, I'm dumb. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah,
So I give up. And that's the really, I think that's a really important thing to look at as well. So
yeah,
Yeah, eliminating bias is definitely
yeah,
the
yeah, that's the
biggest,
word. Yeah.
and it's hard to
one
do.
of the biggest. It's not the biggest factor, but it's one of the biggest factors
Yeah,
when it
it's a lot
comes to
easier to
being
do.
successful. Yeah, like you need to be objective with yourself, and Gio says that all the time.
Hmm.
You need to be objective, and you need to eliminate bias completely. Like if the market looks like shit, the market looks like shit. If the market looks good, the market looks good.
Yeah,
All right. So don't want to draw that out too much, but um, we have another question that kind of ties in to the previous one from Dark Helmet, and he says, "Do you guys have a written or mental checklist you go through before entering a trade, or looking for the setup you want to see for entering a trade? And if so, what is it?" I kinda laid it out before for me, but what do you guys?
Matt, I
What's your
think you
mental
said you
like
have a
checklist?
checklist you go through.
Yeah, I do have a written checklist, of certain steps I want to take before I'm entering a trade. Obviously just the charting aspect of it, but basically looking at high time frames and really going down my checklist. Okay, I want to see how the 4 hours looking. I want to see how the 1 hour is looking, and then and so forth. So I have a little list that I'm always keeping in the back of my mind, and yeah, just going through those step by step. And then if I see something that looks good, I would draw certain scenarios that could have play out, and then we go on from there. So not I don't really have any mental checklist for that.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
that's
Well,
yeah.
and it's gonna kind of depend based on your strategy what your checklist looks like.
Hmm.
Because like, if
Yeah.
you're using more like a order block heavy strategy, it's gonna look different from someone who's using like a VWAP strategy. Like Nick Cypher's checklist is gonna look different from Geo's checklist. If that makes sense,
Hmm.
because they do
Yeah.
two
Yeah.
different things. So it's kind of all about what you're comfortable with and what you're trying to do. Then you just, because I feel like most people kind of have an idea of what they want, but then you kind of go off the path whenever the time actually comes to do the trades and look at the charts. You start getting nervous, not unsure of yourself. If you write down all the things that you've learned and then make that your checklist, then you can sit down and check off each thing based on your strategy.
Hmm.
Yep. If I had to put it like into perspective with my mental checklist, because I don't have a written checklist, but if I had to say certain things, it would be I want to see a tap into an order block zone, or a tap into an order block zone, or a liquidity sweep. Either one works. Uh, I want to see a market structure flip, at least on low time frame, maybe 3 to 5 minutes, with a confirmation. Um, it would be good to see some sort of distribution or accumulation model.
Hmm.
Definitely, that would uh, play into my bias for the trade, and then just assessing my risk, and I'm good to go. I don't need anything else. Obviously, I'm not gonna try to catch every single knife, be a rising knife or a falling knife. I don't know if rising knife is the correct word to say, but yeah, I think everyone gets what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of it for my mental checklist.
Yeah, I would just kind of go from top down, a bigger time frame down to smaller,
Hmm.
and then pretty much what Dak said. I feel like is a good strategy. Just waiting for market structure flips and stuff. I feel like that's probably one of the most reliable finding market structure flips in an order block.
Yeah. Same here.
It's a good strategy, and if you know how to nail that, then you likely even don't even need anything else, like order blocks and market structure, maybe liquidity as well, but order blocks kind of tie in with liquidity. uh, are usually the two components that make most trades, in my opinion, at least from my
Yeah,
experience.
and if you don't know how to do that, you should get in the Nexus and learn.
Oh yeah, which by the way, we're releasing our new course. G is releasing his new course in live time as we're speaking. I don't know if he recorded. I think he recorded today as well. And yeah, this man is just in the trenches, constantly just recording, and pumping out content for the Nexus. Like even if it's not the course, I think everyone can pick up stuff from the chat and from his live streams.
Yeah, because I mean, in the live streams, you get a kind of live look at how he does it.
Hmm.
Mm.
And it's the live streams are like a live session as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like people ask questions and he answers, and it's sort of a back and forth between him and the chat. It's kind of nice. It
Yeah.
reminds me, you know what it reminds me? It reminds me of the old live streams.
Yeah.
You know how everyone kept asking questions in the chat, and
Yeah.
he used to do in the beginning. He used to do those live classes for Market Cipher and stuff. It kind of reminds me of that.
Yeah. Definitely.
That sort of vibe, and I like it.
They're definitely good.
So, excuse me. So, last question by Borg in the Discord. I like this one. He says, "What else do you guys trade the most?" Matt.
Uh,
I know which one. I know which one he likes trading the
Which
most.
one?
It's Ada.
Yeah, that's it.
You're kind of the Ada guy,
you
I
right?
sick
am.
bastard.
Yeah.
You
I
sick
don't know.
bastard.
I don't know what it is, man. I've been holding some ADA spot for quite a while now, and I just like the coin, the project, I guess. And yeah, I mainly trade Bitcoin, but when I trade alt, it's usually ADA. I don't know what it is, but
Mhm.
I've had actually my most success with ADA trading, to be honest. Um, but it hasn't been so nice to me the last few weeks, so I kind of stopped trading ADA. So
You kind of broke up with Ada.
yeah, we're on a little break now. So,
Yeah.
but we'll get back together. No worries.
She wasn't behaving. You need to like
Yeah,
distance yourself. Yeah.
I need to discipline her. Yeah. So
Yeah.
What about you, Jet?
I'm not really married to altcoin to trade. I feel like if there was one that was the most, it might be like Solana or something, maybe. I feel like I kind of trade that sometimes, but I really just kind of feed the hot hand when it comes to alts. Whatever's like been
Yeah,
really
whatever is.
volatile, yeah, that's where I'm
Yeah.
following that. I'm nomadic when it
We were
comes to
talking
altcoins. I'm not staying in the same place.
We were talking about FOMO before, and Jed's out here straight lying to everyone. So, me personally, the guys in the server knew me as the Solana guy. At some point, I kind of stopped posting Solana setups in the last like I think 1.5 month or so, because Solana just basically swept its all time high and then just died. So as soon as Solana starts, being alive again, I'm gonna kind of start posting more Solana again. So my favorite coin, to answer the question, my favorite coin from the old coins is Solana,
That's a lie.
and then I
Don't let them fool you. It's actually Caspa.
no, it's not Casper. It's not Casper, dude. I'm gonna talk about Casper in a bit, but I want to pull up my list, but my list is like so long. I have so many coins here. But the ones I like the most right now is Solana, Algorand, and Atom. Actually,
Not bad.
I don't have a specific reason why I like them the most. I just feel like they work out the best for me. So I'm just sticking to that.
Yeah. I feel like I trade the
Hmm.
yeah,
most
if
on
it works
BTC.
out, then you just stick with it,
Yeah,
right? So
you don't need
yeah.
to be married to one coin. It's like what I
No,
said
but you get
before.
you get a little bit familiar, right? You get a little bit familiar with certain patterns,
Exactly.
certain trends. So
Yeah.
it's
Each
good if
coin,
you're if
yeah,
yeah.
Yeah,
each coin has
Dak
its
was
own
getting
like
really familiar with
personality.
Caspa.
Oh my god! All right, so I'm gonna talk about the story with Caspa. So that was a failed that was a failed. I don't want to say experiment. It's not an experiment. It was a failed launch listing, whatever it was. Um, uh, so I was trading Caspa for a while. Then I just realized Caspa Caspa basically is like Bitcoin, right? So in the early days, Bitcoin was more manipulated by miners than big guys, versus now it's more manipulated by big guys over miners. Um, so Caspa is kind of like that. And right now, Caspa is so incredibly manipulated by miners that they're just not letting it go up unless uh, they basically just want to shift it up.
I
So
mean,
the
you still
entire
managed to
market,
get some good trades though.
yeah, I mean, you're gonna find good trades on it, and anyway, but there's so many other coins that are doing so much more over Caspa. Like obviously, I mean, the guys in the comments are gonna um, eat me alive for this, but I don't really care about the tech on Caspa. Like people are saying, "Oh my God, it's a new Bitcoin, it's this and that," and I think this guy that promoted Bitcoin, Da Vinci, when it was like 30 cents or whatever, he promoted I think Caspa as well, kind of few months back, and it's like really going mainstream, right? So there's all these guys that are starting to talk about the tech for Caspa, and I just sit here and I'm like, why do you guys need to? Why do you guys need to make it so complicated? Just make your money.
Yeah.
Don't get married to a coin because of the tech. Just get your money,
Mm.
get out.
Get out.
Exactly. It's I get the investor mentality, right? Because I'd lie if I sorry. I'd lie if I said I don't get the investor mentality. I've went to a couple of events from Bybit here in Greece, and I've spoken to some of the people there. Kind of like just to understand how they're thinking, because those events obviously are filled with guys that are into the tech, right? And it's interesting. So I had a conversation with one of the guys there, older guy, was a really fun dude to talk to, right? He had so much experience, and he straight up told me, I'm like, yo, I short and I long, and he's like, I don't know, I don't know how to short. He said that to me verbatim. He said, I don't know how to short. I don't understand how money is being made from shorting. Like, how do you sell something and you just make money on the way down? Or well, technically buy and sell. That's the part he didn't understand. I'm like, there's actually people that don't understand how the contract part of the trade works, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
It's so interesting to me, because when you go to these events, you kind of like get a perspective from everyone else, and you see into their mind. Like on social media, you don't get that. You don't really understand how people think, and most people don't think on social media. I'm gonna be straight up. They don't think. They're just FOMOing, and they're like buy, 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 buy in times like this. And it's really refreshing to kind of get an actual opinion on it from someone
Yeah.
and see how they think. I hope I'm not rambling too much.
No, I mean, the tech can be good and you can appreciate the tech and stuff, but like, if you're trading, the tech doesn't really help your trade. It's just
Now
pure
you're here to make
estimates.
money, right?
Yeah, so
Exactly.
Yeah.
you can talk about the tech and like hodl a bag for like that you're gonna hold for a long time, and then I would understand caring about the tech for like holding the bag for a long time, and it'd be like, oh, in like 10 years, this is tech is gonna be used for blah blah blah, so I'm keeping it because I think it's gonna be more valuable. That makes sense, but for trading specifically, it's not really related.
See, I kind of disagree with you on that as well, because me personally, I have, like you said, I have more of a trader uh, mentality. I'm like, if you buy Bitcoin at if you buy Bitcoin at 15K, right, and you sell at 100, all of it, like you sell all of it at 100, and then Bitcoin dumps back down to like, I don't know, bear market might be like 50, 40K again, right? We can't know the price, but it's definitely gonna be cheaper than 100, and you can buy like two, three, four times the amount that you sold for. So why would you not want, if you're into the tech and you want more Bitcoin, right? Why would you not want to sell at a high point and
No,
then
I
just buy
agree with
lower?
that. I agree with that.
Yeah, me too.
I don't disagree. Cause
That's
I'm gonna
one thing.
get
That's one thing I regret not doing enough, like not selling enough during the last bull market. You know,
yeah,
because I
I
was like,
wasn't even here. I wasn't even
trust me,
here last
Matt.
bull market.
If anybody knows about not selling enough, it's Dak and I.
Oh my god.
Everybody from episode 1 knows that.
yeah, we all know now.
I've been exposed. I've been exposed by myself.
I know.
This is gonna haunt you guys for the rest of your lives, man.
Oh, for sure.
Dude, I was talking about that in the chat with someone. I remember which one it was, but I was talking about that because they watched the live stream and they asked me, and I'm
Mm,
like, all this it gets you really like in a cult mentality, and I experienced it firsthand. Like I never thought I could like get so much into something, and at some point I was actually scared to sell, right? Because some of these guys, they will bully you into not selling,
mm,
and you're kind of scared. You're like, should I
yeah,
sell? Should I not sell? Should I sell a little bit? I ended up selling a little bit, and then I just sold at the bottom. Basically, I sold for like 300, 400 bucks at the bottom,
Yeah.
and it's weird, man. It's weird. Like when you experience it firsthand, you're like, no, you're like, whoa, okay, so this is how they feel.
yeah.
The high, that high that you get, it's so dangerous. If I'm being
Hmm.
honest.
Yeah, which honestly, I mean, in hindsight, you have to kind of think about it, and if you can look at your wallet and like see your balance and everything, like, kind of imagine if like you saw that sitting on the sidewalk, walking down the street. You just saw that
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you
wallet
wouldn't
just
let
sitting
it pass.
there.
Yeah.
You
exactly
gonna walk past that, or you gonna pick that shit up?
for sure. All right. So I think that about wraps up. Unless you guys have anything else you'd like to talk about, we should be like good on our time.
Yeah, we're about an hour 10 in.
Yeah. All right. So, Matt, any finishing statements here that you want
um.
to say?
Well, yeah, first of all, thank you guys for having me here, man.
Yeah, man. Thanks for coming.
Appreciate
No,
you guys
we
bringing me up
appreciate
here.
you for coming for actually coming
Yeah,
here.
no, it's cool, man. It's nice to share a little bit of my
It
experience,
was
you
really
know?
fun. It was really fun
Yeah,
having you here, bro.
It's cool
yeah,
for
thanks, man. You
all the
know,
viewers to see the the Nexus members and staff and all that, and
yeah, like real faces and
what the group
everything.
produces. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I
because
mean,
wha-
sorry, go on.
I'm sorry for cutting you off as well
No,
again.
no, no, it's good, it's good, good.
Uh, so it's I just wanted to say that it's one thing to just see a written testimonial, and it's different to like actually talk about it, right? So
Hmm.
I initially started the podcast because I thought that people might wanna see like full length conversations on what people go through to
Yeah.
get to a successful point, or when they are like mid journey, right?
Hmm.
So that's kind of it
Yeah, yeah.
for
For
me.
me, it's like I'm obviously still learning day by day, you know, but I'm very happy to be here in the Nexus. Like, there's a bunch of good guys here. You know, we're all willing to learn, all willing to teach, help each other, and at the end of the day, you know, we're all working towards a common goal. You know, and
Yeah,
that's to become better traders. You know,
and
and yeah,
that's part of the network. It's like that's why the
yeah.
network exists. So you have like
Hmm.
people like me and Jed, where we trade the meme coins sometimes, and we win and we lose money together.
Yeah.
You guys gotta let me know next time you guys find a nice meme coin. I want to join in.
Oh, so
I
you want to lose
I don't know.
100 grand too?
Oh, I would love to lose that.
I honestly don't know if I ever will do that again. I can't say I'm not gonna do it. I
Never
said
say never,
that
bro. Never say never.
exactly. Never say never, but you know,
No, we'll
for the
find up
time
another
being, I'm
one.
not
We need
planning on
redemption.
anything.
We need redemption, Dak. We need our get back.
A redemption arc,
Yeah,
Yeah, I get that.
we need it.
make back my 40 grand that I
Yeah,
couldn't get. No, I'm not
Next
gonna
year,
do
bro.
that.
2025.
exactly.
I can make that trading. It's better.
Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah.
well, that's about it. I don't have anything else. I don't have anything else to add. So, if you guys enjoyed this podcast, make sure to drop a couple of new questions down below for us. Make it interesting. There's no giveaway this time, but I just want to say, because this is going to be uploaded after New Year's, I want to say Happy New Year's to everyone. I wish everyone good health and happy trading for the new year.
Stay disciplined in 2025.
Exactly. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see you all next time.
Good talking to you, Matt.
See you later, guys. Thanks a lot.